Is Facebook BJP's mouthpiece in India? Is Facebook India running a pro-Modi propaganda? Does Facebook have right-wing leanings in India? These questions have taken India's social media and the political discourse by storm, thanks to a report by the Wall Street Journal, according to which Facebook India deliberately ignored taking action against BJP leaders' hate speeches so as to not upset the government. But the questions that arise are, did Facebook really bend rules for BJP leaders? How has Facebook acted differently over hate speeches in other instances? Firstly, let's see what the report says. The report cites examples of three very controversial BJP leaders, T. Raja Singh, Anant Kumar Hegde and Kapil Mishra, all being infamous for giving hate speeches. According to Facebook's own community guidelines, such posts by these leaders should have been taken down immediately and their accounts should have been terminated. But that reportedly did not happen. Why? Let's see what Facebook's guidelines against hate speeches say. Facebook defines hate speech as a direct attack on people based on race, ethnicity, national origin, religious affiliation, sexual orientation, caste, sex, gender identity, etc. or any posts containing violent or dehumanizing speech, harmful stereotypes, statements of inferiority or calls for exclusion or segregation. Now, if you look at the history of the three leaders cited by the Wall Street Journal, T. Raja Singh is famous for openly giving anti-Muslim speeches and posting hateful comments against the community. Anant Kumar Hegde has repeatedly accused Muslims of spreading COVID-19. The Wall Street Journal report claims that their inflammatory posts were taken down only last week after the organization reached out to Facebook for comments. Now that gets us to check, how has Facebook acted against hate speeches or misinformation otherwise? Take the United States. In 2019, Facebook banned anti-Semite politician Paul Nehlen and fringe right-wing media personalities Alex Jones, Laura Loomer, Milo Yiannopoulos and Paul Joseph Watson. In June this year, Facebook removed a video shared by Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro where he made an unsubstantiated claim over hydroxychloroquine. Facebook even took down a post by US President Donald Trump containing false statements about children's resilience towards COVID-19. When it comes to fake news, Facebook runs a specific global partnership with certified fact checkers, which are also established news organizations in most cases. This includes checking posts by political leaders as well. And let me add a very important disclaimer, the Quint's fact-checking initiative WebCoof is also a part of this. That leads to one thinking, if people of the stature of presidents can face action by Facebook for harmful or misleading posts, what stopped Facebook India from acting against the BJP leaders? Who makes these decisions and how? These issues are dealt with by Facebook's public policy teams, whose primary responsibilities include detecting, reviewing and removing hate speeches and misinformation from their platform. And this is done in association with stakeholders, especially experts and NGOs. Now, pertaining to the current debate in India, the one person that has found herself in the eye of this political storm is Facebook's public policy head for India, South and Central Asia, Anki Das. Who is Anki Das? Several current and former employees have alleged that Das deliberately overlooked posts by leaders like T. Raja Singh, citing a political fallout with BJP, provided favorable treatment on election-related issues, took no action against the BJP leaders holding Muslims responsible for the spread of COVID-19 and love jihad and so on. That begs the question, what can be the reasons behind the alleged bias? Is Facebook safeguarding business prospects or is Facebook furthering political leanings? With over 290 million users, India is Facebook's biggest market, higher than any country in the world. PM Modi is the second highest followed political leader on Facebook with over 45 million followers. So if the social media platform was to initiate action against BJP leaders, that surely would not go down well with the massive number of Facebook users who are also BJP supporters. Facebook entered into a $5.7 billion deal with Reliance Jio this year, its highest overseas investment. Considering these figures, Ankit Das's alleged inaction against BJP leaders seems like a political leaning only to safeguard business prospects as claimed by the employees. But where is the accountability? Facebook on 17th of August issued a statement on the controversy saying that it does not endorse hate speech irrespective of anybody's political position. Now, if the allegations are true, will there be accountability on Facebook's part? Citing varying standards of hate speech across the world, Facebook also hasn't shied away from going around the general definitions of the term. Richard A., the VP of Facebook's EMEA public policy, once wrote, and I quote, "It is complex. For example, laws on hate speech vary widely across different countries and the lines between legal and illegal speech are not always clear," unquote. While the arguments on varying definitions of hate speech and freedom of expression around the world are somewhat valid, the question of inaction against BJP leaders in clear violation of India's laws and constitution and Facebook's own community guidelines is absolutely debatable.